So I started to notice something from the last video, and I wasn't sure what it was, but I had an idea of what it could be. And I want to talk about the milk spots. Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. So as I was saying in the previous video that I had just made, I noticed something when I was rewatching the video, and I started to notice all this kind of cloudy looking thing all over these coins. And well, I want to talk a little bit about what these are and to confirm my suspicions on it. And these are indeed milk spots. So I want to talk about what they are, when they show up, where which coins do they tend to show up on the most, and how it impacts the value of your silver. So let's break it all down here. Okay, so let's clear it out first. It has nothing to do with milk, guys. let's be serious for a minute. So where does this stuff come from? Like, how does this even occur? Well, I'm going to pull up a site here that explains it in a very simple level. So where do the milk spots come from? It happens during the minting process of the coins and the annealing process. So this sentence right here explains it perfectly. So during the minting and annealing, chemicals are used to clean and polish the coins. If these chemicals are not properly removed, they can react with the metal and cause the formation of milk spots. So that's how they're formed. So basically, it's a chemical reaction that happens during the minting process of the coin. So there isn't anything that you specifically can do to avoid it or even prevent it. When it does start to show, let me first explain that it doesn't spread from coin to coin. Like, it's not a disease or anything like that. It's just something that happens during the minting process, and it's kind of just a quality control or standard, if you will. So when it starts to show up on your coins, there's not much you can do. I mean, sometimes, like, for example, with these ones, I'll throw up a quick picture here. You can see when I purchased these about a month ago when I did the unboxing, they looked brand new. They looked completely untouched and had no milk spotting. But, of course, as soon as you purchase something, that's when it starts to, that's when everything starts to go wrong. But sometimes it can take months to even years to show up. So you might not know you even have a coin that could potentially just start producing milk spots well into the future. So it's just, again, it's not something you can control or something you can even avoid. It's just something that just happens. So which ones are the most susceptible to getting these milk spots? Well, mainly the big ones that get them are the government minted bullions. Of course, it's when the government does it, right? But for example, these Austrian Philharmonics, the Canadian Maple Leafs, the Krugers, even the Britannias. I mean, even sometimes the American Silver Eagles. I personally haven't seen any, but I know they can sometimes. But the government minted bullions are basically the biggest issues when it comes to milk spotting. Now, the milk spotting has been better as of late from what I've read. In 2018, I believe the Royal Canadian Mint created this new thing called the Mint Shield technology. I'm not exactly sure what that entails, but it was something that they put into the cleaning process or something that helps prevent milk spots from forming. And even says here the Privamint has also introduced that exact same technology into their coins to help prevent milk spots, because I believe the Canadian Maple Leafs were the biggest culprit for milk spotting. And so they went and took a serious approach on this to try to prevent it. And since then, I guess it's gotten better. I mean, that's just from what I've read and what I've seen. Again, guys, I'm still relatively new to all of this, so I've only been stacking for the last couple of years. So I'm just here to share my education and knowledge of what I've learned over the years. And if you guys maybe have something that you guys want to maybe throw into the comments section, maybe you guys know something about this more in detail than I do, go ahead and share that information down below. All right, so let's talk about the impact it has in terms of its value. Well, it doesn't really do anything in terms of its intrinsic value. So, I mean, this coin is still a 1 ounce piece of silver. So it doesn't do anything, even with the milk spots, it doesn't do anything in terms of the base value of the silver. Now, it can reduce the premium when you're buying and selling these silvers, because obviously it has a visual kind of, I guess, defect, if you want to call it that, but it has this little bit of a psychological and a visual kind of game that's being played on it. And it just makes it a little bit less appealing So the price of these are going to be just slightly cheaper if you compare it to a brand new type of coin of the same year, the same type, same everything. So don't think that just because it has some milk spots, automatically this piece of silver becomes completely worthless. It won't. All right, so let's talk about what can you do. Well, unfortunately, there's not much you can do. There's no cure to remove it. It's basically baked into the coin. It's a chemical reaction that happens during the minting process, and unfortunately, for the most part, it's probably going to be permanent. So, well, I want to mention one thing though. If you do have a numismatic coin, something that's very rare, and you have milk spots, do not clean it. I'm going to make sure I repeat that one more time. Do not clean it, because you will destroy the value of a very rare, if it's a key date or a very rare coin or whatever it is, right? Anything that's rare usually means it's numismatic. Do not damage those. Keep them in the condition that you have them in. But any of these government-backed bullions like you see here, there are some things I guess you can do. I would advise you guys do your own research on that, because I personally don't want to clean these, and I don't really know what that would even look like. So the last thing I want to talk about before we finish this video is there's one good thing, actually, believe it or not, in this entire thing with the milk spots, is that it actually does show that the silver bullion or the silver that you have is actually legit. I mean, it's one of those things that, I mean, no one's going to fake milk spots. I have never heard a story of anyone trying to fake a coin that has milk spots on it. And I don't even know how you would even, I don't know. I don't even know if that's even possible, but I'm sure it is. But I mean, that's the one good thing about the milk spots, as bad as they are, is that they do show that your silver is legit. So it's unfortunate that it's visually ugly, but again, it is what it is. So that's all we're going to do for this video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you avoid milk spot coins, certain bullions, things of that nature? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.